going to my next screen here today as presenters. You have Chushi Vang, which is myself. I am an API product manager at SignalWire. And then we have Daniele DeSarli. He is a developer experience manager at SignalWire.
Hey everyone, I'm so glad to see you here.
And for our agenda today, we'll be discussing what interactive live streaming is. Right now, we are at early access version. So just wanted to let you know, put it up front. Things could change once we go GA with it, but I'd like to put that out there with our current version. After explaining, giving an overview of our live demo using our SDKs and some of our walkthroughs. Okay, so we'll be giving a walkthrough of how to extend it a little bit further by integrating SIP PSTN to call into it from the space here, how to set that up, and stream, like I mentioned before, with video gaming or live shopping. That's what my wife loves to do, actually, is instead of shop physically, she likes to go into like Facebook Live and watch people shop, in which I rather prefer because I'm not holding her purse or any of her shopping bags, right? So this could definitely help out. So thanks to Stream, RTMP, on Facebook, YouTube. That's huge for me. And at the end, we'll have a Q&A session. So pretty much if you have any questions and such, we'll take all of your questions and try to answer them at the end of our session here. What is interactive live streaming? It's basically a way to provide an interactive real-time video and audio solution that can be consumed by the massive number of participants. Massive, okay? And basically within the live stream, we made it so it is really to scale. It has a low latency video from the source feed, so less than 500 milliseconds. And the best part is, we make it intuitive to use from the perspective of development with our SDKs, okay? And there are two types of participants currently. There's an audience, which is a participant who can only watch and listen to the live stream. And then there's a member who is a participant who can communicate audio or video. And so basically with the audience, they cannot participate. Okay, so I want to make that clear. In the end, it's really a great way to connect with your followers or audience at a more personal level. So again, if you think about gaming or even shopping, it's amazing how COVID, the pandemic hit, and people are shopping through Facebook Live. I would never have thought that because the experience is definitely not my way of shopping, but it is a way. So streaming is available, and so some more examples would be like a radio show, where there's actually a host, which would be a moderator and listeners as the audience, um, and town halls, gaming, like I mentioned before, podcast. I'd like to provide another example. With our blog, we posted um, information about interactive live streaming. And just a little gist of it, within this first image is a football game being streamed live with the commentators or moderators in this sense. And the moderators would be Jerome and Marvin. Okay. So while watching this, they're commenting, interacting with themselves. And we have a second image here, okay, that actually shows a list of participants that have the members and then the actual uh, audience members who are waiting to be promoted. So in this case, they randomly selected here Esther, saying, "Hey, Esther, I would like to promote you." Okay, so in our SDK, we have the promote demote feature, in which I'll discuss a little bit later, and there will be a live demo about. So in this case, we are promoting Esther, and Esther has now been promoted. So as you can see on screen here, we have Jerome, Marvin, Esther. Esther, all three of them are discussing. Everyone who is watching the show can see their interaction. After Esther is done talking, commenting, providing feedback, whatever it may be. The moderators, Jerome and Marvin, can actually demote them. So now Esther goes back and becomes an audience member again. Go to my next slide here. Now, the power of the interactive live streaming. One stream in, one stream out, okay, which allows reduced bandwidth using our MCU architecture. And we're actually using SignalWire in a new way where, we're mixing the participants' audience into the cloud and not directly on your device in the sense of one-to-one. So basically, everyone is receiving the same experience. Okay, that's huge. And even if basically there's a massive amount of participants, like I mentioned again, because of the reduced bandwidth, which is beneficial, the quality, okay, is high. And like I mentioned again, with our SDKs as developers, it greatly simplifies the coding experience. And there is the global latency is less than 50 milliseconds from the nearest server. Okay. And like I keep mentioning about the SDK, okay, so you can use the SDK to programmatically customize the interactive live stream. So for example, like what I was showing before in that blog post, presenters can be audio only, audio video, whatever you want in that SDK, using that SDK. And using the events, so basically you could use our existing events in our SDKs to capture their events. So for example, in there, if someone is speaking, do something, okay, perform a certain action, or when someone is joining, pop up something so they can answer surveys or whatsoever, or even on leaving. Maybe there's a poll when I'm leaving, pop up a poll for them to answer some questions. And we're going to go into some of the features, again, about promote and demote. Okay, so with our SDKs, developers can promote an audience member to be a speaker, and vice versa. They can be demoted back to an audience very easily. And some of additional features to help enhance your interactive live streaming. Okay, so we have Stream, which is fairly new, that allows RTMP streaming. It can connect to third-party providers, like I mentioned before, with Facebook, like live shopping from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. So Twitch obviously beneficial for other types of industries, but gaming is huge. So stream to that. And participants can dial into the interactive live streaming using SIP PSTN. All right, Daniele, take it away.
Hey everyone, how are you doing? You should see me in a few seconds in the top right corner. Here I am. Hi everyone. So yeah, I'm going to show you a live demo of what Chu was talking to you about. So this feature of interactive live streaming. And I built this demo using our browser SDK. This gives the freedom to do whatever you want. Maybe you want to integrate this application with your own custom UI. You can do that. You can do whatever you want. I'll tell you one thing before starting. Don't worry about taking notes about what I'm going to do about the code. I'm going to show you briefly the code because we are going to share with you the actual link to this application. It's an early access application, so you can expect that once this feature of interactive live streaming is going to production, things will change. So SDK methods will change. But in case you want to take a deeper look, don't worry, we are going to share with you the link. It's in these slides, and we will send you the link in a follow-up email. So let's get started. What I have here is the application. It's a live streaming application. I can enter my name. Let's put Daniel. And I can join. You can see I can join either as audience member or as a moderator. Let's join as a moderator in this case. So this is the interface that a moderator sees. This is a member in the room. You can see at the bottom, we have some buttons. We have a button for muting my video if I wanted to, or for changing between different cameras, a button for muting my microphone, a button for leaving. And in the top right of this window, I have a list of members. Right now, I'm the only member in the room. But I can do some actions on each member. I can demote this member, and we will see in a moment this feature, or I can remove this member from the room. Below that, there is an audience count, which right now is 0. There is no audience into this room. And this is a counter which is updated periodically for allowing the top performance, top scalability. This is not going to show you the precise number of audience members at a given time, but it's updated like every few seconds. And then we've got some promotion requests. These are audience members that ask to be promoted because maybe they want to ask a question or answer a question. They want to interact with the room. That's why the name interactive live streaming, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to join the same room as an audience member. And actually, I'm going to open a couple of these new windows so that you can get an idea of what happens with a couple of audience members, right? So let's say that the one above is Mark. I'm going to join as audience. And the one below could be John, and I'm going to join as audience again. So you see that right now, everyone is seeing the same thing, is seeing my webcam from the left window streamed to all the audience members. And you can see that we don't have, in fact, buttons for camera or microphone because we are not sharing video with the other participants. We are just receiving. What we have instead is a button to ask for promotion. So if I click this button, the moderator here on the left will receive a promotion request, and they can do something with it. So you see, I click the button, and I've got a promotion request here by Mark, which was our top right window. So what I can do now is I can click this button to promote this audience member to an actual member that will be able to interact with the room. And you can see, by the way, that right now the audience count got up to 2. So let me click this, and I'd like you to take a look at what happens in this window here in the top right, because you will see buttons appearing. Of course, once this audience member becomes a participant member of the room, it will be able to control their video and their microphone, right? So let me promote this. And here it is. I'm going to join as an audience member, and here it is. So the audience member will now be able to ask a question or interact with me, the moderator. And after we are done, we can demote them again back to audience. So I'm going to click here, and here we go. See, it disappeared, and the buttons disappeared too. So that's in short, what interactive live streaming is. So it's not only a streaming to a large number, to a big, huge audience, but it's also the ability, the powerful ability of letting this audience interact. You don't have this, for example, if you just stream to YouTube. Let me leave these rooms here, and let me show you very briefly the code. I'm not going to go in depth again. You have the GitHub link. You'll have the GitHub link if you want to go in depth. But I'm just going to show you how easy it is using this SDK to do these kinds of things. This application is built in React. And by the way, in case you missed that, we have a whole guide on our developer portal on how to build a React application with our SDKs. So what you can do, let's say you want to promote someone. This is the component for the button that we used to promote a member. So what you can do is just call a method on your room, and this method is called promote. You just pass the ID of the member that you want to promote, some options, a set of permissions that you want to assign to this member, and that's it. The SDK takes care of everything, and your member will get promoted. In the opposite direction, if you want to demote a member back to the audience, it's very similar. This is the button the component for the button for demoting someone. And what you as a software developer has to do is just a single method call. So ignore everything else. That's just code that I wrote for the UI of this application. But for the SDK, you just need to call this method here, demote. You pass a member ID, and that's it. That member will get demoted back to the audience. So you can see that it's quite a complicated feature. It involves several scalability concerns, but from the point of view of the developer using our SDK, this is as easy as a couple of method calls. So that said, Chu, back to you for some additional demos related to broadcasting.
Awesome. Thank you, Daniele. That was an awesome demo. I truly appreciate your proof of concept application because I'm actually using it myself here. So I'm going to get this started. Can't see it, but I'm actually starting it up right now just to make sure, just to do a quick refresh. And in this demo, I'll be showing the stream, our stream feature. So while, let's say you're in an interactive live streaming, how would you output that stream, RTMP, okay, to YouTube? So I'll be showing a quick demo on that. First things first is we have to set it up YouTube. Now, I'm not going to explain everything in YouTube because things could change, but I'm going to go live just to get some of my credentials.
I mean, I've seen it, but only when we have no bugs.
And so I have my information here. I'm going to go into my space UI. Okay, so I'm going to use my user interface here that we have to set up streaming. First things first, this is the landing page. I would click on video. Okay. And in my conference, obviously here, I have a whole bunch, but the one that I'm actually connected to is LiveWire. Edit. And then there is the streaming tab. From the streaming tab, I've already inserted my YouTube information. Okay. Again, on YouTube, it provides information here. I'm just going to make sure I have the right key. Make sure. Set up a stream. As you can see, it's fairly simple. Copy my key. Okay. It is saved. I'm going to go into my app that is connected to LiveWire. As you can see, this is my room. Okay. Right now, I'm in my room, and I am going to set up stream here. So as you can see right away, I'm streaming. I can send this out to people if you'd like. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna send this in chat if you'd like to join me. Okay, so if you'd like to watch me from YouTube, you can, and actually utilize YouTube's features like chat and so on from YouTube to interact with each other too as well. Okay, so I'll leave that up and running for now. Very simple to set up stream. We do have REST APIs where you can actually do a RESTful API call to set up the URL here as well. But in my example here, I am just using the Space UI just to kind of demo that, within the Space UI, it's pretty simple to add it in, okay? And now I am going to be showing a demo of calling into my room, okay? So in these two examples, fairly simple as well. I have two numbers here, okay? So I'm going to go to my phone numbers from the Space UI. I'm going to edit one of them. And from here, I want to make sure I have these options selected. So voice call, handling call usage is to a video room, okay? And here I already have LiveWire, but technically here I can type in LiveWire, and that is my room that's going to be selected, okay? And let's see, I click save. And from my third-party app here, I'm going to call into my app here, okay? So I'm going to call into the interactive live streaming. Yeah, make sure I have the right number. Calling into it right now. Here we are. As you can see in the members list here, this is my number that I'm calling in. Okay. So right now it's doing a PSTN into my interactive live streaming. Exit out. And I'm going to show a second example, very similar to this, but let's say I'm more familiar with LAMO bins, and I really want to do more than just calling into it. So I created a LAMO bin, okay, and I called it connect to LiveWire. And simply in my bin, I used the verb, okay, say. So when dialing in, it's going to say, welcome. You are now joining the LiveWire interactive live stream. And then after that, it's going to use the verb connect and then the noun into LiveWire. Okay. So let me connect this to my secondary phone number, which is the 414 number here. Again, I'm going to go edit my phone number. Now, the main difference is that instead of using a video room, I'm actually going to use LAMO webhooks to my LAMO bin itself. So I pasted in my LAMO bin web address, click save. And I'm going to dial in using my 414 number. And once dialing, yeah, there it is. Using the same phone number from what I had before, but dialing 414, that area code number connects me to my interactive live streaming. Here. So just a quick recap on the demos. So Daniele showed how to use our SDKs to promote, demote members within an interactive live streaming, and how to use our directly our SDK on how simple it is to actually promote and demote by using that .demote promote function. And then we were using our stream feature. We connected the interactive live streaming to a third-party provider, in this case, YouTube. And then we dialed in to an interactive live stream using PSTN. And again, I'd like to iterate that this is in early access. Right now, we're going to go into our Q&A session here.
So the live mic, do I just ask the question or?
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right. So you showed the live streaming to YouTube, so that actually got some gears turning. And I'm thinking, okay, so I'm going to build up my own virtual newsroom here in SignalWire's end. Can I then use a YouTube stream as an input and have that as what my commentators are commentating on before I push my full system back to YouTube?
So you're going to go from YouTube back into SignalWire and then push it back? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like you had your football demo. Instead of the football stream, that would be a YouTube stream?
Yep. So right now it is just out from SignalWire out to an RTMP. So it would be only out to YouTube and so on, whatever that you're going to stream through.
Yes, I'm thinking about because those if that could be an input as well. You're talking about game streaming earlier. I definitely have a clique of people where we'd be more than happy to suck in a streamer's stream, throw up our NFL commentator grid, and then push that back out to YouTube.
Yeah,
That would be
that's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, that would be very cool. Yep. Yeah, there are discussions regarding going in, but right now that feature is only going out. Good
Yeah, well,
question.
we have a way to include an external stream. I'm not sure if it's compatible with YouTube, though, as Chu was saying. But you have the ability to play a video into a room, and this video can come from an RTMP stream. So that may be used for this feature. But again, I'm not sure if how YouTube does RTMP is compatible with these.
All right, cool.
Any other questions? Thanks for the question, by the way. But definitely interesting.
Yeah, to kind of add on that, we were watching the live stream of the rocket, just through the simple playback method. That was through YouTube. It was over HTTPS. It wasn't really like an RTMP stream in. But yeah, I guess it's more on the YouTube and how they're wanting to send it over to us. Because yeah, the playback stuff is pretty awesome and fantastic to be able to throw that in there.
Definitely. Yep, it's a good point. Any other questions? Okay. All right. So here are some links, basically like what we promised before about the source code. Okay, and we will be sending this deck along with this recorded session to you through email. So you'll be able to click through these links and get references to the interactive live streaming. And also, we are going to have office hour next week on interactive live streaming. So it is held on October 12th, okay, 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time. So please do join us. We'll more than happy to discuss with you some of the features, SDKs that we have available. And we look forward to hearing all of your great ideas. Really, really do. So thank you so much.
Thank you.